Dana from MOY, Resin Envy. I wanted to touch on alcohol inks today. This is a technique that I tried a couple weeks ago for the first time, so I want to do a mini recreate of this with some different colors and show you guys how we got that effect. Alright, so to set this up, I have a wooden disc, and it is painted with a latex paint, just wood on the back, propped up on a cup, and you need to use the latex paint so that the alcohol does not wash the paint off. And I'm using some Resin Alcohol inks. I have turquoise, purple, and then I have gold in a cup. The gold that I have comes out really fast, so I can more easily control it in the cup. And then I also have a bottle filled with 91% rubbing alcohol to flood the alcohol inks, and you will need a method of blowing it around. It does not have to have heat. It's actually better if it's if you do too high of a heat, you're going to burn the paint. So this will be just for the air. Alright, so I am just going to start by dropping 1 or 2 drops of the color down, and then we are going to put a little drop of gold, and then I am going to flood that with alcohol. And blow it around. Alright, so we're going to do our second layer on top of this alcohol ink technique, and you can see a lot of the staining lines I'm also going to put gold spray paint in the clear top coat. So I'll show you how to manipulate that and make some cool lines. I'm gonna start out just by putting a pancake in the middle. I'm gonna use about half to 3/4 of this and just save a little tiny bit for the gold. So I'm gonna get this on. I'm gonna spread it the whole way out. You can already see where the resin is touching versus where it's not, how it enhances those lines. I'm not sure if you can capture it as well in the video as you can in person, but really makes those colors pop when you put this clear coat on top. It's almost like it magnifies what's underneath. So we're gonna coat this whole thing with clear, and then I'm gonna come back and show you the gold. Okay, so I have the whole thing covered in clear, and now I am just going to take my clear resin. I'm going to do 2 sprays. And I am not going to mix this. I am going to pour this straight on like this without mixing it. And then I am going to try to follow, I'm gonna spin this so that I can follow maybe this line where the colors separate with the gold. And I'm gonna pour a thin line across. It's gonna be thicker than it will end up being, so don't panic. And then I think we're gonna do maybe one over here. Come in over here. Now, as you use this, the gold is floating on the top. So the gold line is gonna get ghostier as you get to the bottom of your resin. And then we'll do maybe a little accent over here. All right, now you can see they're spreading out kind of thicker than you want them. To manipulate these lines, this one stayed pretty good. This one I want to suck it in a little bit, so I am going to move it around with my heat gun. You do want to have at least a low heat on this, so the resin thins out and pushes that gold together. So I'm going to do that, and you'll see the difference. So basically I'm just using the clear to push the gold back together into a line. I can completely move this over to the other side if I want. I like this area up in here thick. I like how that is already. You can see I don't know if you can pick that up, the ghosty one here. That's where there's less of the spray paint in. The hotter you get this, the more, if I turn this up on the high heat, I can really get this to move fast. If you want to move it a little slower, lower heat. It's glowing at the same rate, it just one is a higher heat. I'm going to push that up. And I want to widen out that area right there. You can do whatever you want with this. You're basically just kind of pushing the spray paint around with the clear. And when you get it to where you want it, stop. All right, guys, here is the final result on our alcohol ink project. You can see like the resin is dry now, and the gold kind of floats on the surface. That spray paint gold that we put in there, the lines, we thinned them out with the heat gun. I don't know if you can see right here how thin that gold is. We pushed it all together. and then it gets thicker. But the lines really, the staining really comes out with the resin on top magnified. So I hope you enjoyed the video. If you try it yourself, post some pictures and show us how your results came out.